Hello friends, a big warm welcome to our very own channel, Ammu&You. I'm Ammu and I'm here to narrate stories to all of you. Today the story that I have for you is sort of a horror around a temple written by R.K.Narayan and edited by Ruskin Bond. The talkative man said, "Some years ago, we had a forestry officer in this town who scoffed at things. He was sent down by his department for some special work in Mempi Forest, and he had his headquarters here. You know the kind of person. He had spent a couple of years abroad, and after returning home, he was full of contempt for all our practices and institutions. He was strictly rational, by which he meant that he believed only in things he could touch, see, hear, and smell. God didn't pass any of these tests. At any rate, the God was believed in by us. Accordingly to most of us, God resides in the Anjaneya temple we see on the way. It's a very small temple, no doubt, but it is very ancient. It is right at the center of the town, at the cutting of the two most important roads, Lawley Road running east and west, and the Trunk Road running north and south. And any person going out anywhere, whether to the court or the college, the market or the extension, has to pass the temple. And no one is so foolish as to ignore the God and carry on. He is very real, and he can make his power really, really felt. I did not say that he showers good fortune on those who bow to him. I do not mean that at all. But I do mean that it is very simple to please a God. It costs about a quarter of an anna a week and 5 minutes of prayer on a Saturday evening. 99 out of 100 do it and are none the worse for it. On any Saturday evening, you can see 1,000 people at the temple going round the image and burning camphor. I have said that the temple is at an important crossing, and every time our friend passed up and down, either to his office or club, he had to pass it. And you may be sure, particularly there on Saturday evenings, the crowd round the temple caused dislocation of traffic. Lesser beings faced it cheerfully, but our friend was always annoyed. He would remark to his driver, "Run over the blasted crowd. Superstitious mugs. If this town had a sane municipality, this temple would have been pulled down years ago." On a Sunday morning, the driver asked, "May I have the afternoon off, sir?" "Why?" "When my child fell ill some days ago, I vowed I would visit the Crossroads Shrine with my family." "Today?" "Yes, sir. On other days, it is very crowded." "You can't go today." "I have to, sir. It is a duty." "You can't go. You can't have leave for all your superstitious humbugging." The driver was so insistent that the officer told him a few minutes later, "All right, go. Come on the 1st of next month and take your pay. You are dismissed." At 5 o'clock, when he started for his club, he felt irritated. He had no driver. "I will do without these fellows," he said to himself. "Why should I depend upon anyone?" The chief reason why he depended upon others was that he was too nervous to handle a car himself. His head was a whirl of confusion when he sat at the wheel. He had not driven more than 50 miles in all his life, though he had a driving license, and renewed it punctually every year. Now, as he thought of the race of chauffeurs, he felt bitter. "I will teach these beggars a lesson. Drivers aren't heaven born, just ordinary fellows. It's all a question of practice. One has to make a beginning somewhere. I will teach these superstitious beggars a lesson. India will never become a first-rate nation as long as it worships traffic obstructing gods, which any sensible municipality ought to have removed." It was years since he had driven a car. With trepidation, he opened the garage door and climbed in. At a speed of about 25 miles an hour, his car shot out of the gate after it had finally emerged from the throes of gear changing. It flew past the temple And presently our friend realized that somehow he could not turn to his left, as he must if he wanted to reach his club. He could only steer to his right, nor could he stop the car when he wanted. He felt that applying the brakes was an extraordinarily queer business. When he tried to stop, he committed so many blunders that the car rocked, danced, and threatened to burst. He felt it safest to go up the road till a favorable opportunity presented itself for him to turn right, and then again right, and about turn. He whizzed past the temple back to his bungalow, where he could not stop, and so had to proceed again. Turn right, go up the trunk road, turn right again, and come down the road past the temple. Half an hour later, his dismissed driver arrived at the shrine with his family and was nearly run over. He stepped aside and had hardly recovered from the shock when the car reappeared. The driver put away his basket of offerings, took his family to a place of safety, and came out. When the car appeared again, he asked, "What's the matter, sir?" His master looked at him pathetically, and before he could answer, the car came round again. "Can't stop." "Use the handbrake, sir. The foot brake's rather loose." "I can't," panted our friend. The driver realized that the only thing his master could do with the car was to turn its wheel right and blow the horn. He asked, "Have you put in any petrol, sir?" "No, it had only 1.5 gallons. Let it run out." The driver went in, performed puja, sent away his family, and attempted to jump on the footboard. He couldn't. He stood aside on a temple step with folded hands, patiently waiting for the car to exhaust its petrol. The car soon came to a stop. The gentleman gave a gasp and fainted on the steering wheel. He was revived. When he came to, the priest of the temple held before him a plate and said, "Sir, you have circled the temple over 500 times today. Ordinarily, people go around only 9 times, and on special occasions, 108 times. I haven't closed the doors, thinking you might like to offer coconut and camphor at the end of your rounds." The officer flung a coin on the tray. The driver said, "Can I be of any service, sir?" "Yes, drive the car home." He reinstated the driver, who demanded a raise a fortnight later, and whenever our friend passed the temple, he exercised great self-control and never let an impatient word cross his lips. I won't say that he became very devout all of a sudden, but he certainly checked his temper and tongue when he was in the vicinity of the temple. And wasn't it enough achievement for a god? God has his own ways. Who believes in God? How? We don't know. It's a very personal thing. This was about this gentleman who did not believe in God the way mostly people believe in our country. Let me know, do you believe in God? And what would you say about this gentleman who didn't and who met this fate? Was it just a coincidence? I would be very happy to hear from you with your views. Thank you for listening to this story. And could I please request to like, share, subscribe, and share this to as many people as you can, so that this channel keeps growing further and further. I can't thank you enough for all your encouragement and support so far in the journey of my storytelling. Thank you so much. Stay well, and I'll come back soon with another story to narrate to you. Till then, bye-bye.